I think it's good to know if you're buying on eBay and you're buying single cards, how they're being shipped. I just had a buyer basically I've sold a ton of cards. I haven't had one negative review yet. I'm expecting my first one, but I don't feel like it's justified. He bought a card for me. I sent it out like 2 weeks ago. He just texted or messaged me today on the app and said, "Hey, and it's not here." And he was pissed off about it. I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know it didn't arrive. I ship it out the same way." And he starts kind of attacking me over these eBay messages, like, "Well, you should update the tracking." I was like, "Well, it's USPS. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, a lot of times they don't scan it." And he said, "Well, you shouldn't be shipping eBay standard envelope." And I said, "Well, that's how I keep my prices lower, is because I offer free shipping." So I think it's important to know, like, if you're buying and it's free shipping, the seller is more than likely going to send it out as cheaply as possible while still protecting the card. So I think for me, like, when I say as cheaply as possible, it always goes in a top loader and a soft sleeve, and then it always goes in a thank you card, and that's for cards under 20 bucks. And then it goes in the standard envelope. I've had very little issues with this. Most of the issues, it's not from a card getting damaged. In fact, I don't think I've ever had an issue where a card was damaged. It's just because it didn't arrive. And I think people get mad at the seller, and I'm like, I don't have any control. Like, once it leaves and goes into the post office, I have no control. So I'm not exactly sure what you want me to do. Plus, you are protected as the buyer, because if you don't get the card, you automatically get the refund. eBay always takes the buyer's side on that. So I told him, like, I'm out the card and the money. So I'm like, it's not a benefit to me if you don't get the card. Like, so, I think what irritated me more was the fact that he sells on eBay and he's like, "Well, I always ship it out this way." I was like, "Well, if you wanted to ship it out that way, you got to tell me beforehand. Like, I offer free shipping. This is how it goes out." Now, if a card is over $20, it automatically goes into one of these packages instead. And that's because, higher value card, I have to protect it more, but also because you can't ship a card over 20 bucks in standard envelope. No big deal. Once again, I've never had an issue where a card comes damaged. It's because it never arrives. But, as a seller, I'm like, if you didn't get it, I'll refund your money. But, when people message you and they get angry right away, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's the post office. Like, so, once again, I've had one neutral eBay feedback, and the neutral feedback was because they were getting annoyed because eBay kept on asking them for their feedback. I was like, man, I got a neutral because of eBay, but I'm not a perfect seller. Like, I'm sure people are like, well, that took a little bit longer or whatever. I'm not saying that, but I think it's important to know if you have a question about, you have a very particular way of how you want it shipped, communicate with the seller beforehand. I'm happy to, up and put it in the padded envelope and stuff like that, but it's how I keep the prices lower, to put it in the standard envelope. So I just think it's important. I had to let myself cool down because I was a little irritated with this, because the guy came out attacking me right away. Like, it was like, how dare you do? I'm like, man, just talk to me. I'm human. Like, no one's trying to do anything to anybody here. So just talk. It's okay. We'll figure this out. Hopefully you get the card. If you don't, I refund you the money. Like, I don't want you to not get the card. I want the money. I want you to have the card. That's the goal here. So we all have the same goal. So I just think if you have questions about the shipping or anything, just message the seller beforehand and just see how they do it. Because if you don't like it, then maybe you can get it figured out. So yeah.